Broadway beat. Broadway. Broadway beat. Broadway beat. Broadway beat. Broadway. Listen to the Broadway beat. Broadway makes you wanna move your feet. Everybody's tapping into everything that's happening on Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beat.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge. Welcome to Broadway Beat. We're at the Bryant Park Grill for the opening night celebration of one of this season's most eagerly awaited new musicals, Mamma Mia, otherwise known as the ABBA musical. Joining me tonight as my co-host is producer-director Richard J. Alexander, who purchased the Be the Host of Broadway Beat auction package at last year's Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS flea market. It is my pleasure to welcome to Broadway Beat, Richard J. Alexander.
Hi, my name is Richard J. Alexander. I'm here for Broadway Beat. We're at the opening night party of Mamma Mia, the biggest thing to hit Broadway in a long, long time. The show opened in London in April of 1999 and has been selling out ever since. It's toured across America, Australia. It's been a blockbuster everywhere. And tonight, the ABBA musical, as they call it, opened at the Winter Garden, where I personally suspect it's going to be a tenant for a long, long time.
I was cheated by you, and I think you know when. So I made up my mind, it must come to an end. Look at me now, will I ever learn? I don't know how, but I suddenly lose control. There's a fire within my soul. Just one look and I can hear a bell ring. One more look and I forget everything. Oh, Mamma Mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Mamma Mia, does it show again? My, just how much I missed you. Yes, I've been broken hearted. This is the day we parted. My, I should not have let you go.
We have Judy Kramer here, who is the producer, the sort of lead producer on Mamma Mia, who has taken this all the way from London, across Canada, across the United States, and tonight to Broadway. You know we've been through a wild time here in New York. I don't have to tell anybody who's watching. Tonight is a particularly great night for Broadway. What did it feel like for you tonight?
It was very exciting. It has been, obviously a very tough time for everyone, but I think everyone's really looking forward to Mamma Mia, and the audience tonight certainly went crazy.
We're here with Bjorn Ulvaeus of ABBA. I'm sure everybody's asked you about the music. We know everybody loves the music. We know the audience sings along. We know they've gone crazy for the show from London to Australia to San Francisco. I just want to ask you point blank, are you just, you're not new to Broadway. You had the chess experience. Are you just dumbfounded by this phenomenon? Does it just make you happy to wake up and think about this every day?
You know it does. Every day I wake up, I think, oh yeah, there's Broadway happening, there's the West End, there's all of that, and plus I have new projects in mind. So yeah, it's great. And why it's happening, I have no idea. But the fact that it is happening. Now I haven't read the reviews in New York.
Are they out already?
Nah, I think, in a couple of hours or so they'll be out.
It sort of really doesn't matter. A $27 million advance, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be the longest tenant in the Winter Garden since Cats. What does that feel like?
Oh, if that is the case, I feel wonderful, because it is the most beautiful theater in New York. It's wonderful, yeah.
Beautifully refurbished it. I also have another question for you. Obviously, they're going to translate this because it's an enormous success. They will translate this into other languages. Does that mean that just the book will translate, but the songs will stay in English? Or have the songs been translated in the past into other languages for hit radio? I'm unaware of this fact.
No, well, in the very beginning of our career, which was 74, 75, we recorded a couple of songs like Waterloo in other languages, but since then, nothing apart from Spanish. And I'm in complete control over this, so I will not allow them to translate anything into any other language, other than I think that this is, I'd like to hear this. And we're doing it, we're having an experiment right now with Holland. So it's being translated into Dutch. And later into Japanese as well. But I'll watch that closely to see whether I like it or not.
I'm here with Karen Mason, one of the stars of Mamma Mia, and I just have to say unabashedly, Karen is one of the most beloved people in New York City. She really is. She's been around for a while. Everybody knows she understudied and was walking around the Beeper, Midtown Manhattan, when she was covering for Betty Buckley and for Glenn Close in Sunset Boulevard. Now the part is hers, opening cast, Tony possibility, the whole thing.
Man.
How do you feel?
I just opened and already this pressure. I feel more ecstatic than I have in a long time. I was at the theater this afternoon about 12:30, and it's just been an incredible adventure. There's nothing better than having an entire audience just adore you. Everyone should try this at some point in their lives. Should just have a standing ovation and people just screaming for you. And I've never been part of such a huge, an active part of a huge opening.
But you so deserve this. You've waited so long. I'm going to do a little bit of Joan Rivers. I love the dress. Can we get the dress?
Thank you very much.
Like who did your dress?
Pamela Dennis did my dress and Harry Winston did my jewels.
Wow, that's Broadway, baby. Check it out. There she goes. Everybody loves Karen.
Well,
I saw you on 2020 last night. I was home visiting my dad, and they'd ran the whole piece, and there you were in your boots and the whole thing. Okay, so you're going to settle in for the run.
Yeah, you bet.
And what about the music? Like, were you ever an ABBA fan before this? Like, truly? Was it in your consciousness? Because we all know you as an interpreter.
Yes. I should lie and say
No,
yes.
you should tell the truth.
No, it wasn't really. I knew the hits, like a couple of the hits that were here, but I was not really an ABBA devotee until this show. And, it was funny, when we did the first sing-through and everybody's having a great time, I thought, this music was really magical, and I'm not just saying that because it's such a wonderful thing to be a part of this show. It was really happy, and then after the September 11th event, somehow the happiness just became a little bit more intense, and Judy Kay would say that we were on a mission, and it really is. It's just a happy, fun show with a lot of happy, fun people in it. I've never been involved with such a great group of people.
Okay, we're here with Judy Kay. This is another one of probably one of the most beloved people on Broadway. The Tony Award for Phantom of the Opera.
You're gonna make me cry.
Ragtime. This is, I know, but listen, I know Mooney Shapiro's songbook.
Well,
that's
you're
how
a
long
special
I've been
person,
around.
yeah.
But, like I was talking to Karen, you guys so deserve this. Just tell me, how do you feel tonight?
I'm so elated. I'm having just the best time. I kind of had to be talked into this whole thing. I wasn't sure that it was right for me, and I was right for it. And I am so grateful that it all worked out because...
But you are such a fun-loving gal, I can't imagine.
I am, and I'm more fun-loving because I'm working with my girlfriend, Karen. We are having such a good time with she and I and Louise.
I saw you guys on 2020 last night. I've directed Louise twice in Les Mis, as you probably know.
Yeah, she did.
Just tell me like a girl thing about you guys, like about the chemistry.
It is so good. We are sharing really secret things that we can't talk about in front of anyone else because they are too embarrassing.
We're here with the director, Philida Lloyd. Now, I'm going to try not to bore you because I know you've been interviewed to death. But just, I want to know one thing. You walk up to that winter garden, you know you're going to be the longest tenant since Cats. What does that feel like?
If we are even, tenants for even half as long as Cats, we'll be incredibly happy and very lucky.
Are you just blown away by the success of this? I mean, we know it's a phenomenon, but what does it feel like inside your head to you?
It's been, incredibly successful in Australia, London, and Canada. We came here absolutely with no illusions about the competition, the stakes being very high here, and also the events of the last month. And I think we're just sort of very relieved and very kind of humbled that people here are receiving the show with the same joy maybe that they are in other parts of the world. So at the moment I just feel like, oh my God, we got through it, and not in any way triumphant, but just full of delight. That we've got that wonderful theatre, and that people are seem to be enjoying it and understanding it.
Now, I was speaking to one of your actors earlier. I won't identify him, but I was saying, in terms of an actor prepares for this type of show, he claimed that you dealt with it exactly as if you were directing Hamlet. Can you sort of pontificate on that a little?
I think somebody once said, I'll try not to be pretentious, but I think it was Goethe that, Faust was something like a very serious jest, and I think that's the way in which we've approached this. It's very, very tongue-in-cheek. We try not to take it too seriously, but underneath it is something quite profound about lost parents and identities and lost lives and the past meeting the future. And also I wanted the actors to really own the material, and for it not to feel like a British show that the American actors were having to just sort of cookie cut clone those things that we'd done before. So I just tried to get them to rehearse it as if the material had never been done before.
I thought the story was sort of Shakespearean, actually.
Yeah, no, and that's deliberate. The idea of, they're coming to this island, everybody's coming here with some kind of history, some past, some secret, and everybody who comes to the island gets transformed. And the fact that it takes place in 24 hours is quite a classical idea. 3 fathers, she has to choose between the 3. It could be, it's a mixture of elements of The Tempest and Merchant of Venice and maybe Midsummer Night's Dream.
What about the whole experience? Like when you auditioned and you found out you got this, what's the journey been like? Has it been crazy?
I auditioned in November, so it's been a year. And I found out in April that I got the job. And I live right around the corner from the Winter Garden. So I've been seeing the billboard go up and watching the theater change. And every minute I've been appreciating every minute of it. It's been incredible.
It's a good time to appreciate things.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely been such a gift.
We're here with Tina Madigan, who plays Sophie in Mamma Mia. You played it on the road before coming. Were you excited when you actually found out you were headed to Broadway? I mean, I'm sure you were nervous.
I was so excited. Yeah, absolutely. I've been looking forward to this now for a while, and I never thought the part would come my way, but I said my prayers and God answered them, and so did the directors and the producers, and I'm having a ball. I love it.
Now, did you know you were coming to Broadway, or there was that moment before you found out?
No, I didn't know that I was coming to Broadway. I mean, I had sort of said, hey, if you don't find anybody, or could you keep me in mind? But they thought they wanted an American, and
Are you from Canada?
I'm from Canada.
All right.
St. John's, Newfoundland, and somehow the dice rolled my way, and I'm very happy. I love New York. I love being here.
It's a great time to love New York.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Have a great time at your opening night party.
Thank you so much. Very
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm standing here with David Keeley, who plays Sam. David, we know about the show. We know everybody's dancing and singing in the aisles. We know you're not singing Dancing Queen. But what's this whole experience been like for you? I mean, like, are you just flying high tonight that you're part of such an enormous, mega music? There hasn't been anything like this in so long, and we're so needed right now.
Yeah, we all need it right now, and it's just blowing my mind. I mean, I'm kind of in shock, you know. It's just extraordinary, the response that the show is getting, and what came off tonight was just, I've never experienced anything like it in my life.
What about work preparation for a show of this nature? Like, how is it different from you, you know, in that actor prepares sort of thing from most shows?
It isn't any different. The director, Philip Deloyd, just treats this show as if we were doing Hamlet. It is no different as far as preparation is concerned. And that's what's so terrific about it. It really grounds it and it makes it real. And that's why I think it's so fantastic.
Okay. This is such a happy moment for me personally because I've worked with this girl twice, 2 productions of Les Miserables. This is Louise Pitre, who tomorrow at this time everybody's gonna know her name. All right, just tell us, what do you feel like?
Oh God, I don't know how I feel. I feel fantastic. I've gotten my bearings back a little bit. I lost it after Winner Takes It All. I sang that last note and they yelled and I thought, okay, this is it. I want to just melt in a puddle right here.
Now, let's do the dress, because we did the other girls. Show us the dress. And tell us who did the dress and the jewels.
David Rodriguez did the dress. He's a young, hot designer in New York. The jewels are by Christian Tse, T-S-E, from California.
So,
and the shoes are Stuart Weitzman.
There you go.
My little Barbie shoes.
Now, the other girls have told me a little secret. I want you to give me a little bit of girl chemistry information. I talked to Karen, I talked to Judy, they gave me the scoop. Like, give me a little bit of the girl thing, like how you guys getting on there?
You know what? I walked in first day of rehearsal and I heard people talk to me about Judy Kay. And I went to see Karen Mason perform in Chicago. And I thought, okay, I'm dealing with 2 pretty hard ladies here. And they thought the same thing as we talked later. We are 3 strong women, very different, strong, but you know what? We all have a good sense of humor, and it's absolutely a blast working with these 3.
I was cheated by you, and I think you know when. So I made up my mind, it must come to an end. Look at me now, will I ever learn? I don't know how, but I suddenly lose control. There's a fire within my soul. Just one look and I can hear a bell ring. One